Good morning. Welcome to episode 31 of the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Wright, coming to you from the beautiful, sunny, and warm confines of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Wherever you may be watching or listening, I thank you as always. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. Today, guys, we're going to hop right into it. Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. I took a break over the holiday weekend to kind of give the game, a little ebb and flow. Everybody was hyped after 3-0. I didn't want to make a prediction right away because I kind of felt, as I told you guys previously, this series felt like it could go 6 games or it could possibly be a sweep. Obviously, we're no longer getting a sweep. I think that's always good entertainment-wise, competitive-wise. I think that's great. Having said that, let's hop right into it. Minnesota pulled off the victory last night, staying alive. So they obviously have another game that'll be played. Game 5 will be tomorrow night, if I'm correct. Yes, tomorrow night. So that's great. Getting right into it, Minnesota started this game aggressive. You could see in the first half, they were, and again, it was needed because you're talking about if they lose this game, the series is over, their season is over. So you expected the aggression to be there, and it was. They matched it. They were matching Dallas's intensity, and it kind of seemed like Dallas was, for lack of better words, lulled to sleep or a little, lackadaisical, and Minnesota was definitely applying the pressure early. You can see that Luka was trying to respond. You can see that Kyrie was trying to respond, but Kyrie's shot wasn't there early. Luka's was, and it was just an onslaught early. It's just, a vicious attack from the Minnesota Timberwolves that it was great to see them come out with that type of approach and charge early in the game. With that being said, Minnesota was more aggressive rebounding in the first half. And, it was obvious. I mean, you could see how they were fighting for the boards. I mean, Gobert was in there fighting. Anthony Edwards was in there fighting. Mike Conley was in there fighting. And this essentially is what I think was one of the keys that helped them to win this game. They only out-rebounded Dallas by 2, but keep in mind, Derek Lively was out. And with Derek Lively being out, I think that played a major factor into this game too, because we all kind of tend to forget. Guys kind of make name for themselves in the postseason. They kind of build their resume off what they do in these moments. Derek Lively has shown throughout this postseason, he's going to get you somewhere between 9 to 15 points. He's going to get you 10 to 15 rebounds, possibly 2 or 3 assists. And that was needed last night. It's just that effort. 2 rebounds, it doesn't seem like much, in the grand scheme of things, but effort. And that not having him not there on the court, it cost him. I really feel like on the interior, it really cost him. And I also want to give Chris Finch a shitload of credit, too, for the Timberwolves. He finally convinced, his setters, especially Karl-Anthony Towns, and I'll get that in a second, to, play in the paint and stop trying to, just shoot threes and play on the outside. And, it worked to their advantage. I also want to give credit to my man Ant-Man. Ant-Man has been on skates this whole damn series, and finally, he put a stop to that shit last night. I mean, to the best of his abilities. Great game last night. He had 29, 10, and 9, damn near a triple-double. But most importantly, fighting on those rebounds, getting 10 rebounds, 9 of them being defensive, that was hella impressive. I also want to say, shooting at least 40% from 3, it doesn't seem like much, but you guys got to understand, Anthony Edwards for the season shot around 36% from three-point percentage for the season. So to have him around 40% in the postseason, that's major for the Timberwolves. Just that 5-6 point percentage increase is major for Minnesota. So, and they needed all of it last night for him to be competitive and for that team to be able to stay alive. That being said, I want to get back into the point that I really wanted to harp on. Karl-Anthony Towns. I gave it a day or so because I didn't want to, hop on a bandwagon and just, keep bludgeoning the brother, because I know for a fact, we all know, games are played. You're not going to have a great game every game. But there's a thing to what was going on in this series so far, where Karl-Anthony Towns, I think, in his mind felt, I don't really want to play center. I don't feel I am a center, so I'm not going to play that position. I'm going to be this offensive weapon. I'm going to be Steph Curry from 3 or Jokic or wherever the fuck he thought he was going to be. Because I can tell you, prior to last night, he shot 16% from 3. fucking garbage. No explanation, no adjectives needed to be added. He was fucking garbage. That shit was terrible. Nonetheless, I want to give him credit. Last night, he played like a center, and that's what they're going to need to even contend and possibly win this series. I don't see them coming back. However, him playing like that is huge. Karl-Anthony Towns last night, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 80% from 3. Let me say this to you. There are a lot of people that are raving this morning, like Karl-Anthony Towns, that shooting performance was magical. You damn right it was magical, because I can tell you now, 80% from 3, and you must give this guy credit, 4 or 5 from 3. But we also have to acknowledge that his career average shooting the 3 is 39%. So let's just bear in mind that that's an aberration. Let's bear in mind that he's going to probably fall back more to the norm. Maybe not 16% as he was shooting, but more between 30 and 36. So, yeah. But again, play a little bit more in the paint. It's going to help your team tremendously. So great job on that, Karl-Anthony Towns. At least for one night, you played like a center. Luka and Kyrie, it seems like throughout the series, they've been able to get whatever shot they wanted. Luka, triple-double again last night, 28, 15, and 10. However, 4 of 11 from 3. Luka is fucking killing me. When I watch these games and I'm watching, there's games where he shoots 11 threes and he hits 5 or 6 and you're like, damn, he was on. And then there's games like this where it's like, can you just stop shooting threes? I mean, I can't blame him all the way when I know for a fact my number 2 guy shot fucking 16% from 3 yesterday. And I don't know what's going on with Kyrie in this series, but Kyrie has been struggling from 3 in this series. He's been scoring. He's been getting hot periodically throughout the game and definitely getting hot late. But 16% from 3 is just not going to get it done for Kyrie Irving. And Luka shooting 36% last night, not enough. Just has to be better. Because, again, Kyrie's been quite horrible shooting from 3 this series, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's the matchup. I'm not sure if it's just the way the positioning has been. I don't know. Maybe he's not setting up his shot properly. He's forcing it a bit. I don't know. But nonetheless, Minnesota must be given credit. They did what they weren't supposed to do, which was steal a game in Dallas. They stole a game, an elimination game, and now the series continues on. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if when Derek Lively comes back. It's going to be very interesting to see if Kyrie Irving can get better shooting the 3, because I'll be honest with you, and I've said this before in a previous video. If Kyrie Irving is shooting better from 3, this series is over. This series is over. So remains to be seen. But again, kudos to the Minnesota Timberwolves for staying alive. And that will be it for my conclusion of this episode of the Western Conference Finals review. We will be following this up again within the next couple of days, because obviously the Celtics are already in the finals. And nothing to report there on that front. So we'll be waiting for the end of this series, and I will be continuing to provide you facts, details, and viewpoints. Thank you guys as always. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Take care. And you guys have a great day.